The Ark of the Covenant is undoubtedly one of the most mysterious artifacts in history, and many people believe that it had some sort of special power, or that it was an actual advanced technology from thousands of years ago. Now there is a long-standing theory that the Ark of the Covenant may have been more than just a sacred chest, and that it can have functioned like an ancient electrical or energy device. And so today I'd like to share some interesting insights into the Ark of the Covenant as a possible ancient electrical device. Let's jump right into it. First, let's look at the Ark of the Covenant itself. Many people have noted that the materials used in its construction seem almost perfectly suited for producing and storing energy. Let's start with the gold. Both the inside and outside of the Ark were plated with this precious metal. Now we know that gold is one of the best electrical conductors in the world. But the acacia wood core of the Ark would have been a good insulator, which means that it would have prevented the flow of electricity between the inner and outer gold layers. This very thing is how a Leyden jar works, an early type of capacitor used to store electricity. Basically, the gold plating on the Ark could have allowed it to collect a static electrical charge similar to how a lightning rod works. In fact, the entire Ark could have acted as one giant capacitor with the potential to hold and discharge massive amounts of electricity all at once. But what about those timber-carrying poles that were used to carry the Ark? They were separated from the rest of the Ark's body by these golden poles. Conduction can have occurred between the two, but not through the body of the Ark itself. So the priests could have discharged the built-up energy without risking a shock, as long as they didn't touch both poles at the same time. Next, let's take a look at the clothing worn by the priests. The high priests wore linen garments, which we know was an excellent insulator. This would have protected them from the electrical charge stored in the Ark. However, the breastplate worn by some of the priests was made of non-conductive material and was overlaid with precious gemstones. The ephod, or priestly vest, may have acted as a grounding layer, safely discharging any static electricity that built up on the wearer's body. This is also supported by the detailed ritual washing that the priests were required to perform before coming into contact with the Ark. This can have served to further discharge any static electricity that may have been present on their bodies. Now, some people also point to the death of Uzzah as evidence of the Ark's possible electrical nature. In Samuel, chapter 6, verses 6 to 7, it tells the story of how Uzzah touched the Ark of the Covenant in order to steady it, and God struck him down, and he died. This could have been a high-voltage discharge similar to what happens when someone is struck by lightning. However, we should know that the Bible doesn't explicitly state that Uzzah was killed because he touched the Ark. It simply says that God struck him down, which could have been a punishment for some other reason. We also know that no one was allowed inside the most holy place, the Holy of Holies, except the high priest, and even then only once a year. This could have been because of some sort of dangerous energy within the Ark that could have harmed anyone who came too close. So what could this all mean? How could the Ark of the Covenant have functioned as an ancient electrical device? Well, here are a few possibilities. First, it could have been a simple capacitor that was used to hold and discharge electricity. This would explain the materials used in its construction, as well as the precautions that were taken by the priests when carrying it. Second, it could have been a communication device that used some sort of resonance or electromagnetic energy to communicate over long distances. This would be similar to how some modern-day communication devices work. Or third, it could have been an energy weapon that could have been used to harm those who opposed the Israelites. This would be a more sinister possibility and would go against the generally benevolent nature of the God of Abraham. However, it's worth noting that the walls of Jericho fell down when the Israelites marched around them, which could have been caused by some sort of electromagnetic energy emitted by the Ark. Of course, these are just theories and there's no concrete evidence to support any of them. But it's fun to speculate and consider the possibilities. What do you think? Could the Ark of the Covenant have been an ancient electrical device? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And as always, Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe to see more.